tightly around our 45 automatic, keep the dust out. Well, the dust went right through the cloth and went under the screw heads in the pistol. So when you got back and you cleaned your gun, you had to take all the screws out and clean the dust out from underneath.
Wow.
So there was that much impact of dust.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Pretty dramatic.
And how many days transpired, from when you left your base to the end, well, basically till you got back? How many days transpired?
So we got back to Kentucky. Oh, might have been less than a week. Might have been 5 days or something like that. Don't remember exactly.
What was the weather like that day? Was it a clear day?
I got a report many years later, about 37 years later, that the wind took a bad shift that day and blew the dust down over us. It was a clear day, yeah. It was a nice, clear, sunny day. But the wind that they anticipated took a wrong turn, and it blew back on the troops.
Did anyone get injured that you were aware of? I mean,
no, not nobody visibly injured that day.
No one visibly. Okay. Was this what you imagined or what you expected? Probably going in. Or did you expect anything going in? Well, you just didn't.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, actually.
Okay.
I just rolled with the punches.
Okay.
I was not disappointed.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was.
I was happy,
It
content that they'd done this.
It was memorable.
Yeah.
At the time, I know you just sort of touched on this a minute ago. At the time that you realized the seriousness of what you had just went through, or
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Think there was any downside to it.
Okay.
We asked why the Army was doing this, why do they want us there, and they said to demonstrate that you can survive an atomic bomb. If you're in a trench or you have some barrier between you and the bomb, you can survive.
Okay.
I don't know if that was the official theory, but that was maybe a sergeant's theory or why we were there.
Okay.
That's all we heard.
It worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later on, when I was out of the Army, a newsletter began arriving, and many people on these tests, there were several tests, there was more than 9, and many of them did have apparent health problems from the radiation they had received. You're getting cancers in different places.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably come back to this in a minute, but now that you're back to Fort Knox, I see that. What did you do? What did you? I see you had some overseas assignments.
Yes.
Okay.
Then they started. They decided what they could do with we who were excess people actually until then. Orders came in. Some had to go to Korea, and no truce had yet been declared. And some went to Germany, and I went off to Germany.
Okay.
And we had a very cool crossing across the Atlantic.
Okay. And you were, let's say you were assigned to Germany, and what was your port of debarkation? And how did you get to your port of debarkation? Did you go to New York?
It was East Coast, but and by boat.
Okay.
I don't remember where.
Okay. Okay. And so you crossed the Atlantic by boat.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that like?
It wasn't bad going over. It was the return trip was very rough, but going over wasn't bad. But as soon as we hit shore, they put us on a train, and we were on the train for about a day. And the train had no heat in the car, so it had luggage racks up here because it had been a civilian train car, and they were like the inside of a refrigerator that gets frosted, and on all the ice as we breathed and made moisture. It was collecting on this thing.
Wow.
Up on the top. So,
so this was once you got to Europe?
Yeah, once we got to Europe. This was entering Europe.
Oh, okay.
So it was extremely cold being on this train for a day.
Well, you had some cold experiences in the military.
Yeah, I did.
From basic to,
yeah.
okay. So what city in Germany did you?
Boblingen.